Are you someone who often struggles to pen down your key points in your resume? Do you often find it difficult to stand out from the crowd? Well, if you are a software engineer and facing these problems, this video is definitely for you. The first barrier between you and your dream job is your resume. And the number one mistake that most people do is they make a generic resume for every company. I would strongly recommend you to make your resume as your personal project. After all, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है boss. I'm Mohit Yadav and I teach in Scalar Academy. Having played a pivotal role in building teams in Hotstar and Nutanix, I want to share my knowledge and highlight the top 5 things that you should keep in mind while building your resume. First, stand out not aesthetically but by adding a wow factor in terms of your accomplishments. Don't use a very different design or a graphic heavy resume. Some companies uses softwares to read your resume and they rely on these softwares to capture the key information like your skills, education, employment history, etc. Adding graphics will not only lead to space wastage but will also grab the attention over your design skills, whereas the attention should be given to your skill set that you have mentioned in your resume. Avoid using colors because most of the times interviewers get a copy of your resume in form of a printout. The second point, which is very important, is to choose a layout which works good for your resume. 1 column layout leads to space wastage and 3 column layout is kind of very crowded. So always stick to a 2 column layout. 1 column could be a narrow column to showcase your skills, education, maybe other links, and the broader one can be used to brag about your cool projects that you have done. And feel free to add 1 row on the top to highlight your name and contact information. I'm giving you a suggested list of layouts that you can use for your resume. Let's first discuss the left column and see each point one by one. The first thing that I want to discuss is about education, and the things that comes under the education umbrella are your 12th and 10th standard marks, your bachelor's degree, master's and online certifications if you have done any. But should you put everything? My answer is no. 10th and 12th class marks are irrelevant. Add education in the most recent first order. So master's, then bachelor's and then online certifications. And if your bachelor's is not from a tier 1 college and you have done master's as well, try to avoid adding this information about your bachelor's degree altogether. Same is with the online courses as well. If you don't have anything else to put in your resume or if you don't have relevant work experience, only then add information about the online certifications. One common question that is basically asked to me is, should we or should we not include our GPA? My suggestion is, avoid using it in your resume unless it is very good. Next point is about skills, which is also the most abused part of the resume. People write each and every technology that they have even heard about. A rule of thumb over here is include only those skills in which you can write a small project without having to Google it for the syntax or everything. For example, I can write few scripts in Python, but I tend to omit this in the resume because I'm not very proficient at it. Try to keep this section very minimal and relevant. For example, I know Photoshop, but if I'm applying for a backend role, this skill is irrelevant. Similarly, I might be a good singer, but I should definitely omit this as well because this skill is also very irrelevant. Add only those skills where you consider yourself as at a intermediate or an advanced level. I'll give you an example on this. I learned PHP in college and built few websites using the same language. But after a decade of programming, I don't remember anything in PHP. Hence, it is best to remove such skills from your resume. Another important point is to avoid listing down comparable skills if you don't know the differences. For example, listing down Postgres, Oracle and MySQL without knowing the difference between each of them is just pointless. Similarly, listing down various versions, for example Java 8 and Java 11, if you don't know the differences, is also pointless. The last section on your left side is links. Typically, social profiles are added in this session. For example, your GitHub profile, your Stack Overflow profile, or even your Scalar profile. Instead of writing the complete URL, just write the username against the logo of that particular company. So for example, GitHub / your username, Stack Overflow / your username, Scalar / your username, and try to make these username across social platform consistent and professional. Avoid hyperlinks because that won't be printed out when somebody takes a printout of your page. Coming to my fourth point, and also the right section of your resume, which is around your work experiences and the project that you have done. This is basically the major space of your resume, and hence it should be impact and outcome driven. Pay attention to the action verbs that you use to describe your work. For example, you can use automated, saved, designed, developed, achieved, or maybe refactored to describe your work. A common mistake that most people do is that they use company specific verbs or abbreviations instead of using a generic term. For example, a friend of mine working in Amazon wrote this line: increase developer productivity by adding automated triggers in Brazil tool. Now, if you're not from Amazon, people would not know what Brazil tool is used for. Instead, what he could have written is increase developer productivity by adding automated trigger in the build tool. So just by replacing Brazil with build makes it more user friendly and reader friendly. A typical layout that you can use is to have a 2x2 table to describe the role at a particular company. First row for company name and job title, and second row for duration and location. This layout will help you keep your resume concise and to the point. Below this, you can add the list of projects that you handled as a part of your job. Now, what you should add in the project? You should add what the project was about, what was the duration of the project, and what you exactly did in that particular project. Also have one line explaining what was the impact of doing this project. This could be led to more customer conversion, the scale was maybe 1 million concurrent users, and so on. The other things that you should typically add is a tech stack that was used for this particular project. By now, we have seen 4 points that describe what are the things that should be included in the resume. The last point I have reserved for a very special topic, which is the things that you should not write in your resume. The topmost point is around objective. I see many resumes writing this objective: I am a software developer who wants to do this. This is just blatant wastage of space in my opinion. If you are applying for a job, it is implicit that you have read the job description and are willing to do whatever was written in the job description. Hence, do not write your objective in the resume. This is something that you can have a one-on-one conversation with your interviewer. The second point is references. You should typically not write references of your previous managers or anybody for that matter unless you are asked to provide so. Next point is summary. Do not write summary of your resume, right? Your resume in itself is a summary of the work that you have done. Similarly, address, hobbies, interest, these are typical things that you should never write in your resume. And lastly, do not write weaknesses and strength in your resume. Your resume should be a reflection of your strengths, not your weaknesses. That's it for this video. If you want us to review your resume, please send it to the link given in the description below. We'll start with a resume roast session very soon, where we'll pick resumes sent to us and we'll suggest live improvements. Keep learning, keep smiling. Bye-bye.